All right, Louisiana Senator John Kennedy joins us now. And, sir, it's good to see you on this Friday night. Let's start with James Comey, who found himself interviewed by the Secret Service today. Your thoughts on this Instagram post? What do you really think happened here?
Well, I have been around Mr. Comey a good bit in the Senate because he's been in front of a lot of Senate committees. To know Mr. Comey is to dislike Mr. Comey. There's a reason he doesn't get invited to too many parties. He's a butthead. You know, you can only be young once, but you can always be immature. What Mr. Comey did was immature, but it was more than that. I think he was trying to seek attention. Mr. Comey has a chip on his shoulder. The chip on his shoulder has a chip on its shoulder. He probably single-handedly did more to undermine the reputation of the FBI, which before Mr. Comey took over was one of the, if not the premier organization, law enforcement organizations in the country, in the world. I mean, it's hard to describe how arrogant he is.
Yeah.
As Lyndon Johnson used to say, he can strut sitting down. Now, what he's done here, I don't know what was in his head or in his heart. I don't know if there was any evil intent here, but I think he was looking for attention, and by God, he got it.
He got it.
He got it.
He got it, yeah. I want to move on, and I obviously we'll see where the Comey thing goes, and we have a president that's been nearly killed twice last year, so it was a really dumb move, if nothing else. Let's talk about this big, beautiful budget here for a second, though, which, as of tonight, can't seem to even get out of the House Budget Committee. You had Chip Roy, Ralph Norman, Josh Breaching, Andrew Clyde, Lloyd Smucker voting against it in committee. So the committee's going to reconvene Sunday to try again. We talked to Chip Roy this week. He hates the fact that we're set to continue spending $7 trillion in this country, which, again, we were a $4.5 trillion budget pre-COVID. Then we jumped it up with all that COVID spending, and now we're just trying to stay there. I think these guys like Chip Roy, they have a point. And Trump's calling them grandstanders, but Ralph Norman had the same kind of complaints as well. Rand Paul in the Senate has the same kind of complaints. How do you see this?
Well, Congressman Roy is a very bright man, and he is making some fair points. They'll get it worked out eventually. In 300,000 years of human history, no one has ever calmed down when they've been told to calm down. So I'm not going to tell my friends in the House to calm down. I am going to tell them to keep their eye on the main objective here, which is to extend the Trump tax cuts. If we don't do that on January 1 of next year, we're going to have a massive tax increase, which will tank this economy. But Chip's making a very valid point. I think we can do better in terms of the spending reductions. Objective number one is extend the tax cuts, but objective number two is to reduce the amount of spending.
Yeah, they need to look back to what we were spending, 5 years ago, and somehow we have to figure out a way to get back there. And just reducing $1.5 trillion over 10 years is not going to cut it. I agree with a lot of these alleged grandstanders in this moment. I really do. Senator Kennedy, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, man.
All right.
I've been around Washington long enough to see some real characters, but James Comey takes the cake, and then lectures you about the calories. To know Mr. Comey is to dislike Mr. Comey. There's a reason the man doesn't get invited to too many parties. He's what we in Louisiana call a butthead. And I don't say that lightly. Now, you can only be young once, but you can be immature forever. And Mr. Comey has proven that in spades. The man's got a chip on his shoulder. And the chip on his shoulder's got a chip on its shoulder. He probably did more to damage the FBI's reputation than anybody since J. Edgar Hoover traded his badge for a boa. Now, I don't know what was in his heart or his head when he posted that little Instagram message that got the Secret Service's attention, but I know this, it was dumb. Real dumb. The kind of dumb you can't fix with duct tape. Maybe he was looking for attention, and by God he got it. Now, let's talk about something else that makes my head hurt. This budget mess. The House can't even get their budget out of committee. Chip Roy, Ralph Norman, Andrew Clyde, all fine folks, voted against it. They say we're still spending $7 trillion a year. That's 7 with a T. Before COVID, our budget was about $4.5 trillion. Then we panicked, opened the money spigot, and now we act like this new number's the natural order of things. I don't blame Chip Roy and the others for being mad. They've got a point. Here's what I'd tell my friends in the House. I'm not gonna say calm down. In 300,000 years of human history, no one has ever calmed down by being told to calm down. But I will say this. Keep your eye on the prize. Objective number 1, extend the Trump tax cuts. If we don't, come January 1st, Americans are gonna get hit with a massive tax increase that'll tank this economy faster than a concrete canoe. Objective number 2, cut the spending. I don't mean nibble around the edges. I mean go back to where we were 5 years ago before Washington lost its ever-loving mind. Cutting $1.5 trillion over 10 years ain't gonna cut it. That's like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. We need discipline. We need focus. And maybe, just maybe, we need a little less drama and a little more common sense. Because right now, it feels like Washington's run by people who think math is just a conspiracy theory.